President Sisi and Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez discussed Gaza reconstruction and reaffirmed commitment to a two-state solution. President Sisi and Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez signed agreement to elevate Egypt-Spain relations to strategic partnership. And Prime Minister Madbouli confirms Egypt's plan for Gaza reconstruction with a 3-year timeline. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are now watching Qnews, bringing you the latest updates from Egypt. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met today with Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez in Madrid. The two leaders held talks focused on the reconstruction of Gaza, reaffirming the commitment to ensuring Palestinians remain on the land and that a two-state solution is implemented. President Sisi stressed the urgent need for the full implementation of the ceasefire agreement, the continuation of prisoner exchange, and the delivery of critical humanitarian aid to Gaza. He reiterated Egypt's commitment to supporting the creation of a Palestinian state and advancing the early recovery and relief efforts in Gaza. Prime Minister Sanchez expressed Spain's strong opposition to the displacement of Palestinians and emphasized Spain's support for Egypt's plan for Gaza's reconstruction. He also pledged full support for the upcoming Arab summit in Egypt, which will address the rebuilding of Gaza while ensuring the Palestinian people's rights are protected. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez have signed an agreement to elevate Egypt-Spain relations to a strategic partnership. This comes as President Sisi embarks on an official visit to Madrid aimed at strengthening bilateral ties and cooperation. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has met with Simón Barzola, head of the Spanish Barzola Group, during his visit to Madrid. He discussed investment opportunities in Egypt, tourism and hotel sectors as part of Egypt's efforts to increase tourist arrivals to 30 million annually and expand its hospitality capacity. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has chaired a government meeting to address ongoing regional challenges. The meeting focused on ensuring the continuation of the ceasefire agreement and facilitating the delivery of essential humanitarian aid to Gaza. The Prime Minister emphasized Egypt's commitment to collaborating with international partners to guarantee the proper flow of aid into Gaza, which continues to endure dire life conditions. Madbouli highlighted that Egypt is leading efforts to achieve a peaceful solution to the conflict while addressing the immediate needs of the Palestinian people. He also reaffirmed Egypt's unwavering stance on supporting a two-state solution as the only viable path to lasting peace in the region. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has confirmed that Egypt is developing a comprehensive framework for the reconstruction of Gaza with an estimated timeline of 3 years for the project's completion. During a press conference, he said that he met with several African leaders during his recent visit to Ethiopia, where Egyptian construction companies received high praise. He further highlighted that during a meeting with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, expressed his gratitude to Egypt's people and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi for their unwavering support for Palestine. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has spoken with Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam in a phone call, congratulating him on forming a new government. The leaders discussed recent developments in southern Lebanon and Egypt's continued support for Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Minister of Health and Population Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar has chaired the second meeting of Egypt's Advisory Committee for Human Development. The committee discussed progress on Egypt's human development strategies in line with Vision 2030, focusing on education, healthcare and skill development as key driver of sustainable growth. Egypt's Minister of Environment Yasmin Fouad has participated in the ministerial session of the future of energy in Egypt at the Egypt International Energy Conference, Egypt's 2025. During her key speech, the minister highlighted Egypt's commitment to renewable energy and its role in global climate efforts, with plans to achieve 42% renewable energy by 2030. Minister of Agriculture Ala Farouk has met with Ugandan National Service delegation to discuss the progress of the Egypt-Uganda Joint Farm Project. Plans are underway to expand this successful venture with a new 1,000-hectare farm as part of Egypt's ongoing support for African agricultural developments. Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research Ayman Ashur announced that Egypt has improved its position in the Global Innovation Index, now ranking 86 globally. Egypt aims to enter the top 50 by 2030 and is working on strengthening its position in science and technology. Ashur also highlighted that Egypt is now ranked among the top 100 global academic and technological hubs, making it the only country in Africa and the Arab world to achieve such recognition. Egypt's Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed Abdel Latif, has held a high-level meeting with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, the JICA, during an official visit to Japan. The discussion focused on expanding Egypt-Japan educational cooperation, specifically in areas such as vocational training, special needs education, and development of Egyptian-Japanese schools. The Egyptian government has expressed its desire to leverage Japan's educational expertise to improve the quality of education in Egypt. During the meeting, the minister also discussed the ongoing expansion of Egyptian-Japanese schools, which have become a symbol of educational collaboration between the two countries. Egypt has advanced 11 places in the UNIDO Industrial Diversity Index, ranking 34th in 2024. The country moved up 11 positions to rank 34th globally in 2024. This advancement comes as part of Egypt's strategy to deepen its industrial base and enhance its competitiveness in the global market. The improvement in Egypt's industrial ranking highlights the success of the government's efforts to modernize and diversify its manufacturing capabilities. The country is increasingly recognized for its growing industrial base, which has been supported by strong governmental policies and international investment. The growth of the industrial sector is expected to play a key role in driving Egypt's economic development in the coming years. Spokesperson for Egypt's cabinet, Mohammed al-Hamousani, has discussed Egypt's growing trade relations with the EU, highlighting the strategic cooperation in various sectors, including energy and industry. The collaboration extends beyond trade, with Egypt and the EU also working together on investment projects that aim to boost Egypt's industrial and infrastructure development. There is a shared commitment to improve economic ties and promoting joint ventures, particularly in energy and manufacturing sectors. In particular, discussions have focused on expanding energy cooperation with Egyptian companies, increasing their presence in Europe and vice versa. Director of the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, Dr. Ahmed Zayed, has welcomed Croatian Prime Minister Andrea Plenković today during his official visit to Egypt. Plenković toured the library, exploring its key collections and ongoing projects before delivering a lecture titled "The Mediterranean, Our Shared Heritage, Our Shared Future." In his speech, Plenković expressed his pride in standing at the historic library, a beacon of knowledge and culture. He also reiterated Croatia's support for a ceasefire in Gaza, emphasizing that forced displacement is unacceptable and violates international law. Minister of Health Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar attended the signing of a protocol to establish Egypt's first ultrasound manufacturing plant, a step towards local production and self-sufficiency in medical equipment. This move is aimed at reducing Egypt's reliance on imported medical equipment and ensuring the availability of high-quality medical devices for the Egyptian healthcare system. Minister of Health Dr. Abdel Ghaffar highlighted the importance of this partnership, which will boost Egypt's medical manufacturing capabilities and contribute to the country's self-sufficiency in medical technologies. The plant will focus on the production of ultrasonic machines, a critical tool in modern healthcare. Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, during the 43rd Annual Conference of the Egyptian Society of Nephrology and Kidney Transplantation, emphasized Egypt's commitment to providing universal healthcare coverage. Dr. Abdel Ghaffar stressed the importance of integrating technological advancements into Egypt's healthcare system to better serve the population and improve the quality of care. The ministry is actively working on enhancing the delivery of services, particularly for chronic illnesses such as kidney diseases, and providing better access to specialized treatment across the country. The minister also outlined the government's ongoing effort to meet the strategic goals set in Vision 2030, which aims to develop a comprehensive and sustainable healthcare system that caters to the needs of all citizens. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli announced that Egypt's unemployment rate dropped to 6.4% in the fourth quarter of 2024. During a press conference following a government meeting, Madbouli highlighted ongoing discussions with advisory committees, including a meeting with the Ministerial Group for Property Experts and Real Estate Development. The group agreed on several practical steps to enhance returns from property experts and attract international investments in Egypt's real estate sector. The Egyptian government is exploring a new approach, potentially offering smaller share portions through initial public offerings instead of selling them directly to strategic investors. This change follows the government's revised approach for selling the United Banks, which was initially intended for sale to Gulf sovereign wealth funds. However, after successful attempts, the government decided to list the bank on the EGX by the end of 2024. The Central Bank of Egypt has announced banking sector's efforts have made significant strides, achieving 12 out of the UN's 17th Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. The sector's initiatives include financial inclusion for vulnerable groups, specialized financing for farmers, and programs for students' educational needs. The Sustainable Banking and Finance Network recently upgraded Egypt's sustainable finance rating from developing to advancing in its 2024 report, reflecting the country's progress in aligning with international best practices. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. President Sisi and Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez discussed Gaza reconstruction and reaffirmed commitment to a two-state solution. President Sisi and Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez signed agreement to elevate Egypt-Spanish relations to strategic partnership. And Prime Minister Bulletin confirms Egypt's plan for Gaza reconstruction with a 3-year timeline. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.